There's people who don't have it think it's made up, but people who have it know it's really, really bad. And I have it, and Geoff might have it too. So we're going to talk about it and maybe find a way to make it better. If you don't have time to listen to the whole podcast, we won't be able to make it better.
In a world desperate to tear itself apart, only one man, and some other people, stand in the way of total destruction. Together they will right the wrongs, make bad, good, and single-handedly destroy evil, together. Who is this man, you may ask? This man is Geoff.
Hello and welcome to this episode of Geoff Jones and Friends Make It Better, the show that takes one of life's little annoyances, gives him a microphone, a podcast and a guest, and the massive ego to believe that he can make everything better. Today I'm joined by comedian, podcaster and all-round nice person, Sunjai and Arif. Sunjai, how are you?
I'm very well. That was so good.
Was it?
And you didn't even have that written down or anything.
No.
That's amazing.
It's because I do it all the time. The most difficult thing is remembering the guest's name, actually.
don't care about the guest, really.
Yeah. Oh, you're just content to me.
Yeah. That's all it is. Content. That's all we need these days, isn't it?
Yeah, just keep flooding the airwaves and internet. But look, Sunjai, thank you very much for being here. See how professional I've got.
Quite all right. I didn't have to leave my own house to record it. Did people know we're recording from my own home, or are we? Do we pretend we're in a studio?
We can.
Oh, okay.
And now here's Jill.
It's so nice to see you. And now we are shaking hands.
Let's shake hands. I prefer the old kind of Italian mafioso double kiss, kind of.
Oh yeah.
You know. Oh, for the people who can't see this, I'm currently kissing Sunjai on the cheeks.
Very nice.
Head cheeks, just for full context.
I did turn around.
Sunjai, what is it that we are making better today?
Jumping right in. Okay, I'm going to say the word.
You say it.
We had a discussion about how to pronounce it earlier, and neither of us had any idea. I believe it's pronounced misophonia. And then is there a jingle that plays?
No.
That's people to digest.
Could be, couldn't there?
Misophonia.
No.
It's really annoying.
You want me to come up with a brand new jingle?
Jingle for the thing every time. Unique.
Okay, the guest now has to do the jingle. Okay, so misophonia. Hit the jingle. Go.
There's people who don't have it think it's made up, but people who have it know it's really, really bad. And I have it, and Geoff might have it too. So we're going to talk about it and maybe find a way to make it better. If you don't have time to listen to the whole podcast, we won't be able to make it better. Like that, and then just put some music.
Oh no, that's going in raw.
Oh, you're not going to produce. No. You're not going to do any production on that.
None whatsoever.
Oh,
that's just going to be on loop in the background. I'll have to say. There's going to be Christmas cards, just electronic Christmas cards with that on.
Yeah, great. Yeah, just make every guest sing from now on.
I didn't do that in the first place. I now need to go back to old guests and say, right, I just need you to say like this, and everyone's going to hear.
Put it back in. I like it.
Yeah, because
I guess there are a lot of people who don't know what it is. It's what is the definition of it? I should have looked it up. I know because when we were chatting, we did a chat on what were we chatting on? Facebook or something. Yeah. And you were like, oh, what do you want to make better? And I gave a few examples, and you were like, done that one. And I was like, oh, maybe misophonia. And you were like, oh, is that thing where people, when you get really angry at people eating? And I was like, yes, you know. And you were like, oh, I hate that. And I thought, I can talk about this. Because you experience it too, we can talk about it. But if you try and talk to someone who doesn't experience that, they're just like, get over it.
Yeah. Yes. Right.
You can't get over it.
Yeah, they don't. Why does it bug you so much?
Oh, man.
How? Because I didn't I only found out a couple of years ago there's like this real name for it. I thought I was just like irritable and just easily annoyed at stuff.
I haven't known for that long.
Yeah.
But now I know what it is. I spot it all the time.
Like what? Okay, what are your triggers?
It's mostly eating,
Yep.
the sound of chewing, smacking lip. Oh, I'm getting angry now. Like smacking lips, like slurping food. But
Smacking
then
lips.
Oh, I don't want to do it.
Oh,
like that kind of that noise.
Yeah, when you got the saliva.
I hate it. Yeah, just the sound. All the sounds. It's a crunching. All the sounds associated with eating, for definite. But then, I don't like hiccups. If people are hiccuping too much,
if they hiccup too much,
people. Sometimes people.
You've had your 3. That's enough.
I don't like it when people sneeze more than once. One sneeze is fine, but like shotgun sneezes.
Yeah.
And some people do a triple sneeze. Oh, don't like that.
My lad, double sneeze, guarantee every time.
Get rid of him.
The other day,
kick him out.
4 sneezes. I was like, "Is that 2 lots of 2, 1 lot of 4, or is that 4 lots of 1?" He was like, "Dad, I don't know. Why are you asking me this?"
I'd already left the house. I just can't handle it. I was just gone.
Just kick the kid out.
I think the main thing that it's always bothered me growing up, and I used to be grumpy and like just shout at people to shut up or whatever. And now I know that it's a thing, and it is just me. It's not. I'm actually married to the loudest chewer in the world. It is. It's my problem. Then I know that probably I should leave the room. Rather than
you're right, isn't it? Yeah. So actually, these people going about their daily lives of just eating, which we all should have the right to do. It is a me thing. Oh God, you know what? I've never, because I do always say, well, that person eats really. I'm having that person eats really loudly, and I was like, oh, do they? But obviously, it's just me.
I love this epiphany. Maybe the problem is me.
Yeah.
No, it is everyone else who is wrong.
Everyone else eats. Do you know? Oh, and you're just this memory. I used to work in a place, had a really small back office. I was tapping away. I was, doing my boss things and doing boss stuff. And there was this, and I've mentioned about this person on the podcast before, but a notoriously loud eater, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Loved a little bowl of fruit. Your
crunchy ones.
No, juicy
ones. That's not too crunchy. Oh, slurpy fruit.
Slurpy fruits.
Slurpy.
And I needed to talk to him. I saw they were on their lunch. It's this little back room area. It's like, oh, when you're done, just need to catch up with this. No, don't worry. I'll just talk away. No. You're on your lunch. You've earned your lunch. It's fine. No, don't worry. Stood over me, over my right shoulder, and I can, with just pineapple and I don't know, peach and mango. This is. I was like,
disgusting.
And I don't know how I didn't like break the death, because obviously you can't. Because I always think as well, God, does this person know how noisy they are?
They don't.
And I don't know. Be rude to them.
Because I'm really conscious. Because I know it bothers me. I think I'm conscious about eating too loudly. This takes me back to a memory in the lockdown when I sort of in a few group chats with people. You just chat to people through the day and leave voice messages to each other and stuff. And if I was mad at someone, I would deliberately eat while leaving the voice message, but it didn't bother anyone. It just
not bother them.
It just doesn't bother anyone. I'd just be like, this is the most passive aggressive thing I could do. This would be the worst thing for me. And then they would do it back to me, and I would be so angry. I'd be like, you can't do this. This is out of order. Gosh,
so I love it. You're like, this will teach them.
This will teach them a lesson. No lessons learned. Not even from me. I learned nothing.
One thing that because I'm so hot on it. Oh, so when I edit this podcast, I take, before I speak or long sentences, I take a sharp inhale of breath, and you'll notice it now.
Yeah,
it is this, right?
I already have.
And it, you're just there tearing up bits of paper, just
wringing my hands.
And I have to edit out because I'm like, wow, this must drive people insane.
Yeah.
But I don't think it does. It's just
there's the odd people. There will be people that I've got friends who are really like, I can't listen to that. Like, they can't listen to someone because they like tut just before they speak. But they go, the thing about that is, and they're just like, oh, I can't stand it. Or people who do a really big breath right into the microphone or whatever, which I'm probably guilty of. But
I haven't heard you breathing. For a moment, I did think you were a vampire. So
yeah, I haven't taken a breath since we started recording. Oh, I took one then. Oh, now I'm really conscious. Filling my lungs.
I know. Oh, it's just getting so angry with people who eat and breathe. Like,
oh no. Yeah. I guess too much mouth breathing. I won't like, but I don't tend to pick up on that too much unless you're like sat on the sofa. Oh, you're sat on the sofa having a lovely, lovely little cuddle with the one you love, and then they breathe. You're like, oh, do I love you? Not when you're breathing.
I don't remember you breathing when I met you.
Yeah, when did this start? But it's like, so for people that don't know, I'm gonna butcher the definition of it. I'll look it up in a sec. But it's something like it's typically bodily function sounds elicit a very strong emotional response, or even the like fight or flight response. So you just got to get away from the noise, or you have to kill the person who is making it.
It can make you angry. Which and it's generally categorized as most things that most people find normal.
Oh yeah.
But that extreme response.
It's so rage inducing, and I've tried so much to control it because I hear it and I just be like, it's just chewing. It's nothing. It doesn't mean anything. And I've already like broken like the chair leg I'm sitting on or something. Like it's such a guttural, like primitive response to a noise, and I don't know what function it has in life. Like, why is that in us? I don't understand.
Exactly. Why does it exist? Why does it? But I'm glad that there is a name for it and that I can class it as a condition, because I did just spend a long time thinking that I was just irrationally annoyed by things which are generally quite normal. Gulping. I'm not a big fan of gulping.
Yeah, don't like gulping too much, but it's not on my top 10.
No?
I don't think. Don't know what my top 10 is. I don't know what my top 10 is.
Top 10 no. What are your top 10? But then
smacking the lips.
To like
crunching.
Okay, smacking the lips number 1, or is this no particular order?
No, I don't know what the order is. I genuinely, even though we're talking about it, I can't think about the noises too much.
Apart from when my dog licks his penis, which I really hate, but I think that's just because it's...
Oh, I thought you were going to go... Apart from that, that's the exception. I like that noise.
I don't like that one. And I don't know if it's because it sounds disgusting or because I'm jealous, but I don't like that. But generally, like animal sounds, like my dog is a loud eater, and sometimes I'm like, dude, shut up. But it doesn't give me that same response as to if it's a human.
Yeah, I can't think of
a little squirrel eating nuts and cracking the nuts. That doesn't annoy me, but it should.
Because dogs make a really loud noise when they eat.
Yeah,
it's like, but it doesn't. I can't think of ever being annoyed at a dog for eating.
But maybe
just humans.
It's just a human race.
Just humans.
Maybe everyone needs to just start eating like dogs.
Yeah, just make
get down.
I really genuinely think if I heard the noise, I would dislike it. If I heard the noise and then saw it was a dog, I'd be like, ah! And if I heard the noise and saw it was a human, I would have the uncontrollable urge to end their life. Like, it's that strong a feeling. Like, I haven't acted on it yet, but I know it's in me. I know it's in there. Pure rage-filled hate. Sound of someone cheering.
Really weird one. It's just the more I talk about it, the more I think of things that I don't know if they are related or if it's just I'm just going into the realm of things that just generally annoy me. But okay, you open like a can of beans. You're familiar with beans?
Frequently, yeah.
Frequently.
How are you opening? Traditional tin opener? Automatic machine?
I've got podcast money. I only use ring pulls.
Oh, ring pull! Oh, very nice.
Pulls, yeah. Get the spoon underneath it because I'm really worried about my nails as well. I hate nails.
Oh yeah, you've got to look after the
cuticles. But so I'm just looking at them now. But okay, so they are, they're in a can, typically, not a box. That would serve no purpose.
Please explain a tin of beans to me more.
Well, for the viewer at home, this is global. Maybe there's places that don't have tins of beans. Who probably
it's also possible.
Don't listen to podcasts, but
I'm pretty sure they won't have the internet either.
But so
no beans and no internet.
What is life? They were just sitting around in circles, just chewing loudly. But the cans, they've got ridges, right? So if you would put a spoon down it as you're getting the last of the beans out, it makes this tick, 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 tick noise.
Yeah,
can't stand it.
Yeah,
to the extent where when we do our shopping, if we're fortunate enough to have beans, which are about £2 a can for Heinz at the moment, which is despicable, but that's a different episode. I've taken it so we put stuff upside down, so when it opens, it all comes out, and I don't have to use a spoon. Does that sound mental?
I see. No, I understand it because I also dislike, because I think this is different. I don't think this is misophonia, right. But I don't like the sound of metal against metal. So like I couldn't even scrape out. I couldn't even use a spoon to scrape it out. I have to use the kids' plastic spoons. Like genuinely, I will grab a plastic spoon if I'm gonna empty out a tin of beans or whatever. And like metal on ceramic, so like metal on a plate, like knives and forks on a plate. I hate the sound of it, and that was the thing. If anyone was eating and they were like scraping the plate, I'd be like, "Oh, can you not do that? It hurts my teeth." And they just do it more. And I'd be like, "Oh, that's the case where I'm not in the wrong. You are a prick. Like you are." Oh, hang on, I'll retake it. That's not the case where I'm wrong. You are a beep. There you go. Perfect. Make it easy for you.
That is, I mean, people. I don't like that, but we don't think that's the same thing. I don't like it.
Yeah.
Is that so? What does when
the teeth
fork
thing
on the teeth, like when people eat and they bite the fork?
Oh, I hate that too.
I don't know how they do it.
And they go like ching, like they're pulling a sword out of a sheath. It's like, what are you doing?
I know. It sounds like it should hurt. I know it doesn't, but even if I do it myself accidentally, that makes my teeth just.
But yeah, that makes me shudder.
I've got goosebumps, and not like X Factor goosebumps, where I'm really like happy with how this is going. Like, just shuddery.
But I think lots of people experience that. Like everyone has their version of what makes your teeth like hurt. Like whether it's nails on a chalkboard or knives and forks on a plate. Like some people I know, they don't like the sound of like fabric rubbing against each other. And I'm like, well, fabric is like soft. Like I couldn't imagine that hurting my teeth. But they really hate the sound of like brushing their legs together or whatever. I'm like, how do you live? Well, they're naked most of
naked.
Naked most of the time.
If they've got if their thighs like mine, then they would be in a whole lot of trouble.
Yeah, can't go anywhere.
That's it. Just can't walk anywhere. So do you think that's why maybe they don't kind of work with jobs that need high vis? Because high vis,
the rustling.
That's you see someone working on the roads, and they've got like they're just top to bottom in like high vis, which is a fashion statement, but obviously it's so they don't get run over. But that must just, I imagine that's just like a plasticky thing where it's just like almost squeaky.
Yeah, lots of it.
I know.
But there's just certain textiles and textures that I could never imagine bothering me. but they bother other people. And then I really don't like metal against metal. I know a lot of people don't like scrunching up tinfoil, but that doesn't bother me.
That
But
doesn't.
a lot of people that puts them on it, like sends a shudder down their back, scrunching up the tinfoil.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think I'm too worried about the whole nails on a chalkboard, apart from the fact that it's nails. But again, that's something completely different.
Funny enough, that one doesn't bother me that much. I just think it's a good example.
It's like we're soulmates. We both get annoyed by the same thing.
Yeah.
Sit there in a coffee shop and be angry together.
Oh dear. But I think that's the most common one ever, because it's like was always in like Scooby-Doo cartoons and stuff, where they like the bad guy would like scrape their hand down the blackboard in the like that was such a trope I remember. It would make everyone's hair stand on end.
Yeah. And then it went up to Friday the 13th, didn't it? With Freddy, and he's kind of
scraping his knives.
Were they knives or fingernails? I don't know. What were they?
I think they were knives on a glove, weren't they? They're like knife hands.
Yeah. Was it a glove or wasn't part of his hand? I don't know.
Oh, I don't know now.
So that would be difficult.
Probably had both.
I bet he scratched the plate.
Oh, definitely. Scratch the plate and then cut out your brain.
And hang on, did he have? It was only one hand, wasn't it? Do you think?
Yeah, I'm sure
the other glove was forks.
I'm sure he had. Yeah. Knives hand and forks hand.
Honey, where's my spoon glove? But
up your bum. Always.
So right, so apart from the fact that I really feel like I need a shower now, because I'm all
we talked about all the things that put us on edge. Yeah.
Right.
See, that's a very different feeling, though, isn't it? It's like don't get angry, don't get this like uncontrollable, irrational rage about those things. But I do. I mean, how bad is yours with the noise of people eating? I can't. I would turn the television. Right, please don't share this. But you're recording it on your podcast.
Damn it. But there's times, especially when kids are younger, where I would make excuses not to eat in the same room as them, because kids and I'm not talking toddlers, that I can kind of deal with, but when they're kind of going up through the 5, 6, 7 and everything's just noise, I couldn't sit eating a roast potato, and they also try and fit in the biggest mouthful possible, so it's really salivary and it takes them ages. I just like, I'm just going to finish washing up, I'll be in a minute.
But I think that's the better side of it. If you can remove yourself from the noise and not hate your own flesh and blood, that's probably better than, because my dad was a very, very good dad, very loving dad, but he definitely also hated the sound of eating, and he didn't know, like he wasn't really aware. So obviously he was aware that he hated it, but I'd be eating and he'd be like, "Oh, you eat so loud, like eat with your mouth closed," like, and tell me off. So I had a complex about the way I ate, whereas I see that now with my children. They're eating, like, to me it's loud. I'm like, this is my problem. I will leave and not give them hopefully not. I mean, I'll give them a complex about plenty of other things, but not the eating.
You're too short. Like,
yeah. When are you going to grow a bit?
Yeah. God, your spelling's terrible. But I mean, do you think that? I mean, because I think it's old school parenting, especially from Dad, was always like, "Can you not be so loud? Can you not eat so loud?" So, like, is it a condition which is just inside people? Sorry, doctor. Can you just
yeah. Oh, let me just diagnose this.
Or is it like it's put into your psyche as a child, and obviously we learn that behavior, and then the behaviors.
Yes. So I did. So when I first found out about it, I did do a little bit of reading, and there were, because I don't read much, but there were some articles saying how, if your parents didn't like the sound of eating, they probably pass that on to you, and they pass that on, and that's all it is. And I was like, oh, that's interesting. But I would debunk that. I would be like, that's not the case. I know people who suffer from this who never had a problem with their parents, or growing up.
They're nice parents.
Yeah, I don't.
Who didn't hit you just for eating the roast potato.
I didn't think it was linked. I don't think it's linked to that. I think it's just something genetically in some people.
Yeah.
Because I feel so comforted when I can talk to someone else who sort of suffers from it, because you're just on the same wavelength and you can both be like, yeah, it makes you want to kill. And if you say that to someone who doesn't suffer, they're like, oh, ha, 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 yes, you're joking. It's like, no, I have to be away from weapons.
It does sound, it's weird, doesn't it? Because it does sound quite pathetic.
Oh yeah.
Like if you saying it out loud, people are like, oh yeah, okay, I don't like it when it's like, no, it's not. It's like when someone says, and I really don't like this term, says, oh, I've got a bit of OCD about that. No, you don't. Actually, you do something in a particular way. You don't have OCD. OCD is actually quite a serious condition.
Yeah.
But this is like,
I guess this is like when someone.
It's like.
I guess this is like when someone actually has OCD. it's an insane condition that makes me. It makes me feel like I don't know what to liken it to. It makes me feel so strongly. Almost nothing else makes me feel as strongly as that, apart from like good things like absolute love or whatever. But nothing else makes me so angry.
Is that a film?
Or that's the film. The film. Absolute love.
You're in absolute. Yeah.
I mean, you know, being an absolute love, or like, oh, that's so sweet. I just have to say that in case.
Even with a noisy eater, that's
even with that's the thing. Like, I know that my wife, she's not a particularly noisy eater, but it's just to me it is. Like I was editing like a little video. I did a little sketch today, or filmed a sketch the other day that my kids wanted to be in, and I was editing it, and just in the background, I could hear my wife eating, and I even say, so I was watching the footage back, and I even stop and go, "Can you stop eating while we're recording?" And I was like, "I'm going to have it on video how loud it is," and I played it back to her. She's like, "I can't hear it," and I was like, "It's so." She's like 2 rooms away. But sometimes you just key into a noise, and I had to delete that bit of footage. Like I was like, we can't use any of the footage, even though no one else will hear it. I can't. It was making me genuinely mad, and it was a recording of someone eating. It wasn't even someone actually there.
My wife is not a noisy eater, like to the level where it's fine with me.
Yeah. Is she close by?
No, she's not.
Yeah. You can speak truthfully.
I won't be saying this next bit. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm in absolute love. That's
yeah.
But she's with certain drinks, she has a bit of a gulp on her.
Oh,
it's like it's multiple gulps. No.
What a lovely way to describe your wife. My wife. She's got a bit of a gulp on her. Bothers no one else. We're married like nearly 20 years, so it's not something which like I've adapted to it, but it still echoes around my head. I don't think I've ever mentioned it to her. There's a lot, kind of coping mechanisms. It's mental just because someone swallows a drink. Yeah, it is, and like it is pathetic. I'm not. I don't want to convince people like, oh, please feel sorry. Please feel sorry for us. It's just like, know that this happens, and there's steps you have to take to sort it out. Because I've heard many times, like in chat shows and things, like sometimes people will have common ground and they'll be like, oh, don't you hate the sound of a noisy eater? And everyone's like, oh yeah, I hate the sound of a noisy eater. And it's all quite jovial and it's all quite like negative to the person who's eating.
Yeah.
But I feel like with you, I can say, don't you hate the sound of eating to the point you want to gouge out your, like, stick hot pokers into your own ears to make it stop? It's not so jovial.
I'm not a big fan of it being like a me problem though. Like I know I've had this like an hour ago. I was quite happy with the fact that some people are noisy eaters and they should die, but it's now.
I was quite happy with the fact my wife had a gulp on her, and it was.
I know, because I thought this.
And now I know it's my problem.
Actually, that's going to make our relationship stronger.
Yeah. You go, oh, it's not you, it's me.
It's not you, it's me.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, right. The only thing is, and sometimes we have this on this show where we talk about things which aren't necessarily within our capabilities to make better.
Or fixing, yeah.
So bearing in mind that if there was a pill or if there was some kind of therapy, it would probably be quite easily available. How do we make it better?
I can tell you the answer.
Oh, really?
Solve it. I can solve it for you as well. And it's close.
I say it's like you just started an infomercial or something.
Yeah.
Just like...
the amount I talk about these, I should be endorsed by them now. But I have earplugs that are like, so putting in normal earplugs would not be practical because they block out all noise. But I've got noise reducing earplugs that reduce sound. Allegedly they reduce sound by 27 decibels, and they are perfect. They just cut out the sound of eating, but you can still hear people talking. Like I could watch TV with them in there, and they're magic. And they every time, because if I'm really concentrating on something and people are eating and I don't key into it, it won't bother me. Yeah. If I notice it, then it bothers me. So every time I notice the sound, I put the earplugs in, and I'm fine. My kids are like, "Oh, I'm gonna have a pack of crisps, Dad," and they run and fetch my earplugs for me. Like, it's just less hassle for them.
It's less. How cute.
It's not out of concern for me. They don't want me to shout at them.
Yeah. Go get your dad's slippers and newspaper and earplugs.
Yeah. Go get his little mental coping device.
If you get his teddy bear whilst you're there, that'd be great.
So, because my wife, I didn't want them. Like my wife found them online. These ones are called loop earrings. I'll show you the little case for them. And
for the people,
they're quite useful for like people with like neurodivergent people. Like a lot of, what was I saying? Oh yeah, my wife wanted me to get these earplugs because they're for like neurodivergent people and people who have autism and stuff. And so if there's like if they've got sensory issues, these earplugs are really good to cut out background noise, but you can still listen to people talking and stuff. And I was like, I don't need them. Like, what would I need them for? And they're quite, like, for earplugs, they're expensive. They're like 15 quid for a pair of just earplugs. They are reusable. But I was like, that's a lot of money for some plastic. And then when she said they help with the sound of eating, I was like, instant, yes. Like, it just switched. I was like, yeah, buy them. Whatever they cost. If they cost £100, I'll have them if they work. And
sound investment.
And they're brilliant. Anytime I use them, even if I'm like in a restaurant or something, the McDonald's.
The audacity they had to call themselves a restaurant.
And I can hear people eating. I put these in, and they've calmed. I swear they have lowered my blood pressure, and my whole outlook on life is I'm just more zen because I don't have that like daily battle with hearing people eat. So like I lost
like the stress level just must
come. It's brought like I'm holding them now, and I'm like, oh, these are lovely.
My precious,
my precious, yeah,
my precious.
Yeah, I can't remember when I got them. It wasn't too long ago, maybe like 6 months or so. But I lost them at a gig, which really sucked. And I went without them for like a couple of weeks. And no, not even that long. I think it was 1 week. And I was like, this is unbearable. I can't deal with it. And my wife bought some for herself because she is a childminder and there's just like constant background noise and overload. And so she bought ones that only reduce sound by 18 decibels. So you can have really clear conversations with stuff. It just gets rid of a bit of, and so it's not a safety issue while looking after kids or whatever. And I tried them, and you could still hear people chewing, but it sort of reduced the sound a tiny bit, but left in the really loud, like lip smacks and crunches and stuff. So even though it was quieter, it was like isolating the worst bits, and it made me more angry. So I just, I can't deal with it. So I like bought another pair to replace the ones I'd lost.
Get the big 27s.
I need that 27s. I think I can't remember. They've all got different names, stupid names like the Experience, the Conversation, and these ones are just called Quiet.
Everyone, shut up.
Yeah, but if you, I swear, like these earplugs, they're called Loop earbuds, and they're magic, absolute magic. I didn't believe because they were everywhere. They were all over Instagram and TikTok and stuff, like people talking about how great they were, and I was like, marketing rubbish.
Yeah, you're paid to say that.
Bloody amazing, yeah. They are amazing. Yeah. Please endorse me because I will lose these. Do you have a problem with losing stuff?
I don't have enough stuff to lose.
Oh, like I'm always misplacing like keys and phone, and I can't believe I had the first pair of these for 6 months before losing them, but it was only amount of time before I did.
I did buy myself a nice new warm hat from Primark, £3. Hey big spender.
Oh yeah, went out.
Kind of a rusty colour. Next morning, went out, walked the dog, had my hat on. It wasn't actually as cold as I thought it was. Put it in my back pocket, and I lost it.
Gone.
And the very first time I wore it.
£3 down the drain.
That's it. And do you know what? In this economy, £3.
I lost £15 on the first pair of earbuds. Can't believe it.
Yeah, I'd probably take more care of something if it was that expensive. Like I wouldn't lose a £15 hat. I'm so
anxious about losing them. I'm always aware. I can always pinpoint the exact moment I lost the first pair. They were in my pocket. They were in my side pocket, and I was staying after I had a gig in Devon, and I was staying at one of the organisers' house, Big Sue's, after the gig, and I remember I felt them in my pocket, and I was like, they're in my pocket. They're in my zipped up pocket. So I'm going to leave them in my zipped up pocket, and I folded up my I think they were shorts, and I left them on there. I think Big Sue's took them. I think she took our clothes. No, I wasn't naked. I changed into something else, and I think she took our clothes in the morning to wash them. And I think she emptied the pockets, and she went, I'm going to have these. Good. They're all covered in earwax. I'm going to
stick those right in.
I'm going to sell those on eBay. They're gone.
I mean, Sunjai and Arif's earwax is big business.
Yeah.
Just if you can get some autographed Sunjai earwax, then
make a candle out of it.
You're talking big. That's it. Smell like you. Oh, yeah. You're like the new Gwyneth Paltrow.
Yeah. What's that smell? Oh, that's my ears and my ass.
That's my ass. My ass. It's my ass.
Smell my finger.
Oh God, what? Scary movie, isn't it?
Scary movie, yeah. For so long, I got so mixed up with movies and versions of movies that because my wife had never seen the original Scream, and so we watched that maybe last year or beginning of this year or whatever, and I genuinely thought his name was Officer Doofy. And I was like, where's the scene when he goes to his room with his Hoover? Don't interrupt me when I'm cleaning my room. I was like, where is that scene in Scream?
Where is that? Oh man, that is probably the only. Well, no, the problem with that film is it did spoof, or it started a whole trail of other spoof horror, like comedies, didn't it? But that is still that is just the beginning, and he's stabbing her, and the implant can't.
And it's kind of it's a spoof of a spoof as well. It's like if you watch Scream, you're like, oh, this is a spoof of horror movie genres. Like,
Yeah.
I remember seeing it. I think when I first saw it, I was way too young to see it. I was like, this is a really scary movie. Then I watched it later as an adult. I was like, this is ridiculous.
Yeah. But it's good. It's a classic.
It is a classic.
And so is Scream.
Hey.
Hey.
Hey-o.
Right. So thank you for that. I didn't know about those earbuds. I didn't think it was a thing. I didn't think anyone put in the time and investment to think, hey, do you know what? These people really need to stop getting angry at restaurants.
Yeah.
So I'm going to check them out.
I highly recommend them. But the other ways, because again, I said a tiny bit of reading when I found out what it was, and so one of the ways people try and combat it is with CBT, cognitive behavioral training or therapy. Therapy, just to cope with the noise. And I've tried that, like being like, it's not them, it's just eating, and it doesn't work. It doesn't work for me at all. So I was like, I'm never going to get over this. So the only other way is to remove yourself from the noise, like leaving the room, like you said you would do, to get away from roast potatoes, or get rid of the noise with these beautiful. I'm going to kiss them. Mwah, these beautiful earbuds.
And we are kind of out of time, but one thing we didn't actually touch on is the SMR. SMR, is that what it's called?
Oh, ASMR, yeah.
ASMR, and this is something which I was quite unfamiliar with. But there's video. People earn money from making these noises. I don't understand it.
So I used to, before ASMR was a thing, like it's always existed as the auditory response to a favorable noise, whatever. I can't remember what it stands for exactly. But when it started becoming popular, the videos I used to watch, like I used to really like watching exotic food videos on YouTube and stuff, and like people that would go and hunt in the desert for scorpions and then cook them. I was like, oh, that's so cool. And I just was fascinated with watching them. And that, look at I say it like it's the most normal thing ever. Everyone's got their kinks, okay? And and as soon as ASMR became a thing, they started combining those weird food videos with, then they'd eat them and they'd be like, I'm eating the scorpion now. Now I can't watch my scorpion videos anymore. I can't watch anyone eat weird stuff.
You should go into that business though. The way you just did that made me cringe, but I was hooked.
No, but I hate even the sound of myself whispering.
Describe the scorpion.
I don't like
it. So that just got a little bit weird,
didn't it? Yeah. It's because you made I looked away when I did mine. You made eye contact.
I was dead into the camera then. What are you doing to the scorpion?
Oh dear. But I can't stand it. I can't stand watching people eat, hearing people eat. Can't watch it anymore. Don't like it. If you knew how much I liked watching people eat ants and snakes and crocodile, anything that I can't eat myself, I'd be like, that's fascinating. Look at them just put their hand in the ground and they put it out. It's all covered in ants, and they scrape them off into a pan, cook them up, and eat them. I'm like, I'm learning a lot about the world now. And then they start eating the ants. Like, no, I'm not watching this anymore. No. Got to find a new vice now.
I don't know what follows that. That's people looking at animals.
I've been watching videos of people eating weird stuff like late at night in the dark with like just my hoodie on. And my wife would come in. She'd be like, "What are you doing?" I'd be like, "Oh, I'm just watching porn." It's less embarrassing. Leave me alone.
Once I do, let's go in my room.
I'm cleaning my room.
Well, Amazing. I'm stuck with that. I've got that image now. You with your little earbuds in, so you couldn't hear the footsteps.
Oh, I haven't tried. Oh, I suppose no, I have. I would have this genuinely happened where I was just thinking, I could watch those videos with my earbuds in. I could just turn down the volume.
Actually, there's a mute button.
But that makes it so much more sordid. Watching videos of people eating in the dark in silence.
You could make your own noises though to really freak. Honey, I'm just watching some videos. Oh, this scorpion tastes nice. Just sat there making your own. Sorry, making your own. Commentary on videos. Why the hell not? I mean, everyone does it. There's, people do it on the internet. Yeah. Just do it. What's so different about just doing it in a room in the dark on your own?
I've just got to find the one other person that's like me that will watch it on TikTok.
I don't.
Yeah, just be putting video, putting commentary over people eating live squid.
And what I'm going to do is I'm going to have you on mute whilst you're watching the video.
You do your own,
and I do my own. Yeah,
I record it for the other guy.
That's it. And we're just a pay it forward kind of thing.
Yeah,
and there's all these people who don't like listening to other people do things. Just record themselves. There you go.
Yeah.
There's money in that. Said no one.
My brain is screaming out to say there's nothing perverted about it, but that will 100% make it sound more perverted.
Yeah, as soon as you say, look, it's not weird, right? But what I'm going to do, okay, so it's weird, right? Yeah. Okay, I get it.
All right. I'm not being weird, right? Then proceed to say something incredibly weird.
I hate when people say, and they're not they're being aggressive. They're like, "Look, I'm not being funny, right? No. But you need to, I know you're not being funny. Like, you don't have to tell me. You're just not a funny person. I'm not being funny, but I don't like the way you just lick that scorpion. Like, well, no, you're not being funny, and leave my scorpion alone.
There was nothing possibly funny about you ruining my alone time.
Right.
Deadly serious.
With your hoodie on in the dark. Making your own noises.
Entertainment.
That's it.
There's nothing perverse about it.
There's nothing weird about it.
Oh, it is weird.
If Dad's got the sign on the door, okay, nothing weird's happening, just don't come in.
Don't come in. I'm watching a Malaysian woman eat a tree frog.
I'm making my own noises. Oh, yum, 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 yum.
Tastes like chicken.
Get in my belly. Right. So I could. It's great because I could actually just talk nonsense about this forever. But at some point, I'd end up getting heated. I got quite angry earlier, and now I'm nice and relaxed.
No,
if we carried on talking, I'd peak again.
Yeah, this might make you angry. Did you ever used to watch Captain Planet, the cartoon?
He's a hero.
Yes.
Yeah.
You know that all the bad guys would do different types of pollution or environmental atrocities. Do you remember there was a guy who would eat exotic animals? Do you remember he'd capture endangered animals so that he could cook and eat them. And I was like, that's a great idea.
Everyone else is like, all these little 5-year-olds going, "Oh, that's right.
He's the baddie," and I'm like, "Leave him alone, Captain Planet."
Did he put any balsamic vinegar in that pan first?
He's just trying to expand his palate in ways no one has before.
And now it's a reality TV game show, right?
Yeah. I've always wanted to try turtle soup. Did you know the Victorians almost ate Galapagos tortoises to extinction because the turtle soup was so tasty?
I was gonna say, it must have tasted good. Did you? Right. It's not weird, but if I was to eat turtle soup, I'd have to eat it in the shell.
That's how they prepared it. Oh, is it? No, so they didn't eat them to extinction. What they did is when they visited the Galapagos Islands or wherever the big tortoises are, they took loads of them onto a ship to bring them back to England. and they were so delicious. They ate them all on the voyage by just like lighting a fire under the shell and cooking the tortoise inside the shell.
No.
So, yeah, I'd love to try it. That's delicious.
Oh no, because now I feel bad because I just imagine this little tortoise going like, "Ah, no," and I'm like, oh, that sounds too
Its
quiet.
legs waving. I think
Eat
they.
it.
I mean, the Victorians were barbaric, wouldn't they? I'd like to assume they killed it first, but
Oh,
they
yeah,
were
that
probably
makes
like,
sense.
"Oh, the fear adds to the flavor."
I really enjoy it when they themselves with fear. I really adds
Yeah, really. Adds
to
a
the
certain
smoke.
je ne sais quoi to the turtle soup.
A little
Yum,
gritty
yum, yum, yum.
texture.
Yum 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 yum. Very good.
Oh, but
I lament that I'll never get to eat a dodo. Never.
see that. That's it. If I time machine, we do right. I'm gonna go back in time. Last
Go eat
ever
a dodo.
We're gonna get that last dodo, and I'm
Oh,
gonna
I
eat
don't want to
it.
eat the last one. What if they're really good? I want there to be a
Yeah, but
supply.
you would be the person who ate the last. Like the reason for extinction is because the last two.
It's
Then
eating
one
them
male,
all.
one female.
Yeah. And the
Um,
children. Want
no
some eggs. Want
chance.
some dodo eggs.
I bet they do scramble it. Although, do you know? I bet what do that? You go, oh my god, this is the last ever dodo egg. I'm gonna fry it, and you crack it, and the yolk breaks, and you're just like, great, ruined it. Throw it in the bin.
Can't get another one now.
No, throw it in the bin.
Yeah. I think the thing is, I would never eat these things, so I'm just fascinated by them.
I'm editing that bit out, so it sounds like you would eat.
There's nothing perverse about it. Just add that little bit after everything I say. Everything I say. There's not. I can't see how there's anything perverse about this.
In fact, what I'm going to do is I'm going to snip up you doing the jingle bit. And there's nothing perverse about it. And I'm going to make it like an old school ringtone, like when you used to buy them for £5 off the telly.
Well, I look forward to this coming up and
so do I.
How much of an imbecile I sound. You do whatever you want.
You sound delightful.
I want to eat all the endangered animals on Earth. What a delight!
You know, I thought, hey, do you know what? We've really peaked at Captain Planet, and it's like I just like the way they introduced foreign foods and eating animals. And now we've gone dark.
Yeah, I think it snow leopard once.
Oh,
yeah.
Well done for finding it though. They're good the old camouflage, aren't they?
Yeah. Can't even see them in the zoo. They've got Mamawa, haven't they?
Well, they have got one. I haven't got one. Or we don't know because you
don't know. Yeah, they say it's in there, but
right.
I reckon it's just a sign.
That always annoys me because you go to these zoos and they're like, "Oh, come and have a look at the panther," and you're like, "Okay, I'm looking." And on the little thing it says, "You may not be able to see it because panthers are really good at hiding." I'm no, I've paid money. I'll get your cattle prod and go. Just give it a little buzz so it starts running around. Don't feed it a bit and then hang some.
In order for the animal's enrichment, we've given it lots of hiding places. No, I just want it in a concrete cell.
Yes.
So I can just look at it. I remember. I've had a sad thought. I remember going to
share it.
Well, you can cut it. You can cut it out. I just remember London Zoo when I was a kid, and they just kept the lions in a big concrete pit. So you could always see them. They were so depressed. Poor lions.
But you got your money's worth.
I mean, I'd eat them, put them out there in misery.
Exactly. But they do taste of sadness.
Taste of sad.
I want to drink some tiger tears. What would be good if they just kind of instead of don't worry about natural habitat, just hang all the animals in perspex boxes, like they're David Blaine. Right, randomly throughout, I don't know, London, and they're just this. Oh, look at that! There's an ostrich in a box. You're like, oh, nice, that's fantastic.
Look at the majesty of that animal. It's magnificence. How do you say it?
Magnificence.
Magnificent.
Is it even a word?
Maleficent?
No, that's a film with Angelina Jolie, isn't it? Magnificence.
Magnificence. No, I don't think
It's not weird.
It's not perverse. There's nothing perverse about it. I just want to see a bunch of animals in clear perspex boxes. There's nothing perverse about it.
Nothing perverse about it. Right, Sanjay.
I'll let you end.
If I'm glad that you've had so much fun.
Yeah, it's fun. Good chatting it.
If people would like to experience you not being perverse on other platforms, where can they find you?
Oh dear, we talked about this, didn't we? I have to promote myself. I have to try really, really hard.
You've got to do a good job as well.
My podcast co-hosts, they'll be mad at me. We have a podcast. The podcast is called.
And that's the end of the show, everyone. Sorry, carry on.
I'm glad you interrupted because I forgot the name of it. The podcast is called because it had a different name before and we changed it for the second season. It's called How Obsessed Are You? ? Search for How Obsessed Are You podcast and you will find it wherever you get your podcasts. You can also watch it on YouTube at the How Obsessed Are You YouTube channel. And I think it's on Instagram and maybe TikTok, but I don't have TikTok. And people like it. I don't know why. They find it entertaining, but I don't understand what's wrong with people. And it's fun. Oh, and you know that bit at the beginning where you did a little intro for your podcast, and you like completely explained exactly what it was, like really succinct, like it sounded very nice. I can't do that with ours. There's three of us. You take out all the ums and ahs of this. You edit this.
No. I'm leaving it in because this is you squirm about promoting your own content.
Oh, what's it about?
Right.
So we're all very obsessive people. No, is that what we are? What are we? We are.
Do you want me just to like get Hetty on the phone?
Yeah. Ring up Hetty. I mean, you should have Hetty and Nathan on as guests. Actually, they're very funny, and they get mad. They get mad. All them not as zen as me. They get very mad about things.
You're zen.
I'm in comparison. Oh, I'm like a leaf on the wind, just gliding through life,
like Captain Planet.
Like Captain Planet, eating all the endangered animals. What is our podcast about? I got. What is it about? We all have fleeting interests, and we'll get really interested in one thing, and we'll share that obsession with the other two, and they will question it profusely. And it's for some reason people find it entertaining. I might do an episode about how I want to eat exotic animals, and then they will kick me off the podcast. Maybe there's nothing perverse about it.
It's just three people in a shed.
Just talking. I can see that becoming my catchphrase. Yes. There's nothing perverse about it. It's good. I didn't sell it well, but it's good. It's good podcast.
I'll make it sound better. The good thing is
I'll make it sound better.
It kind of during that bit is when the outro music starts, and it's just nice. It fades in. So if anything, it will sound romantic. If nothing else.
Back at the.
That's it. Yeah. Well, look, I am going to do like a sign off. You don't have to hang up straight away. I mean, I'm going to have to hang up at some point, you know.
Oh yeah. No, because I'll keep talking. Just talk.
All right, it's been a delight. We'll have to. It could. All right, hang on. Let me do the outro. Well, Sunjay, it's been hilarious. Thank you so much for coming on. I feel like, well, you haven't made it better because you didn't make the earpods, but you have educated the masses, including me. And I'll put a link to you. I'll put a link and a real explanation
of what the podcast is.
And I hopefully you'll come back on. at some point, make something else better.
Oh yeah. Well, I've got to find something else that annoys me first.
Well, yeah, because you are a leaf on the wind.
I'm a leaf on the wind. Is that a saying? I don't know. It just sounded right.
It is now. I'm going to use it. It's not look. It's not perverse. It's just like a leaf on the wind. Oh my god!
You've got to go. You've got to go.
Right.
You've got to cut me off. You've got to cut me off.
People need to. I don't know. People say like and subscribe. I don't know if that's relevant to this, but do it. Follow.
Yeah. 5-star rating.
5 TripAdvisor. Say that you had a nice stay.
Yeah.
Or something.
Follow find it where you get your podcast.
Find it. Yes, like all the major ones, but not the little ones who I've never heard of, because that kind of thing scares me too much. But your Google Podcast, Spotify, Apple Podcast, and there's another one, but I can't quite remember.
Castbox?
No, see that to me that's like when someone says, "Oh, you should get your shoes from this place," and you've never heard of it. It sounds a bit dodgy.
Oh, I think Castbox is a big one.
It probably is. I don't know. I don't actually know how to subscribe to my own podcast. So
I'm laughing at you. I don't listen to mine. I'm like a permanent guest on my own podcast.
Just existing. It's not perverse enough for you. If I tell you, if you
there's nothing perverse about it. I would be very interested to know who else suffers from misophonia, and that would be a good way for them to interact with your podcast and to leave you comments on wherever they consume this content.
You've instantly promoted my podcast better than your own. I appreciate that. And but what I'd also like, I would really like to hear from people who didn't realise that it was a thing and they have it.
Oh,
because I've had a real epiphany that it's not everyone else, and it really makes me sad.
Oh, I think it's more manageable if it's yourself, because you can take steps to like get some loop ear plugs. Not endorsed.
www.
Or I do endorse them, but I'm not sponsored by them. I would like to be, because I'm going to lose these, and it's going to get expensive if I keep replacing them.
And they need you to keep talking about it. I mean, you'd be sponsored by them, but all there is for me to do is say thank you very much for listening. Thank you, Sunjay, for joining. I'm signing off, Sunjay. There's no more that you can just shut up.
And now you know.
No, thank you so much. It's been an absolute blast. And it's goodbye from me, and it's goodbye from Sunjay. Say goodbye, Sunjay.
It's goodbye from me. If you like this podcast, give it a listen in your ears, wherever you find your podcast, but only the main ones, not the little ones, because Geoff doesn't like to do the RSS feed for every little podcast station, only the big ones. Listen to it now. Give it a like. 5 stars if you can. Also, goodbye.